Hey everyone, it's time for a real quick short update. We're going to check our oil and see how the Valvoline Restore and Protect is doing at a little bit more than 6,000 mile check-in. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining me back in the channel here, and just real quickly, if you've been paying attention, I've been trying to see if Valvoline Restore and Protect would help with my really almost getting to a point severe oil consumption issue. This is a 2012, so it was not supposed to have those issues like the 2006 through 10s, I believe. 11, it was supposed to be fixed. And this already went through one oil change with Valvoline, and that was switched out at 3,000. And then the second oil change we're on right now at about 1,500 miles into that oil change, so about 4,500 total on Valvoline R&P. I added half a quart because it was down a little bit. I actually was still well within the minimum and maximum on the dipstick, and you can see here I just checked it, and we're at the minimum right now, and I could tell because it was starting to get a little bit noisy again on startup. So I'm gonna go ahead and I let the car cool down because I have been driving quite a bit today. It's still a little warm, but I'm gonna go ahead, but it's cooled down significantly. And I wanted to make sure that this was somewhat accurate. Appears to be. I've checked it multiple times when it was hot and when it was cold, and you can see we're definitely needs oil. I'm going to put the other half quart that I have in, and we'll check it again, and then we'll talk for a couple more minutes right after that. All right, I'm going to do that right now. Alright, so I put the other quart in. You can see there we're now at about the midpoint between the minimum and maximum, so call that good for now anyways. Probably will get a little bit more and just fill that back up to the max mark. Although I ain't, because I'm planning on doing the oil change soon, but I just don't know with the holiday and other things if I can get around to it. It's really hard to do this with one-handed. So anyways, let's talk real quick. As you can see, the rag where you can see the dirt marks in there. The oil is definitely dirty. Like I said, we're at about 3,500 on the second oil change, which is longer than I wanted to go, but again, life happens. And so now, basically at 1,500, I put half a quart in, and then at about 3,500, I put another half. So 3,500 miles, 1 quart. Toyota's says 1,500, a quart per 1,500 is normal. So while this got lower than I wanted it to get, which is just me not getting on it right away, it is still improving in the oil consumption, even though it was a quart. It was basically a quart for one oil change, as I plan on doing an oil change now here. And so we're running probably twice as good as what Toyota considers acceptable oil consumption. So it has improved. You can see by this that's dirty that there is still carbon coming out of this engine, which they claim 4 oil changes is where you're really going to see the major difference. And I would say yes, that is probably true because hey, there goes the lights. because it definitely seems dirtier this round. And at this point where it needs to be changed again. You know, Valvoline R&P is a 5,000 mile oil, and there is a 10,000 mile filter in here, so not really worried about it. But again, I don't think you need to go crazy with getting this changed. But also, I don't think you would go much more than what I've just did, which is about 3,500. Maybe after you've done it a few more times. I'm eventually going to go to 5W 20 instead of the 0W20, which is, you know, the recommended by Toyota. Now that we're heading into summer, but I want to get through the four oil changes on the 0W20 just to keep everything straight, to see if we continue to improve or if we're at the best what we're going to be, which is about a quart per oil change. And you know, that's how it is. But that's the update. I'm glad and appreciative of everyone that watches my channel. Thank you so much. I got more stuff coming. I got scuba coming because we're heading into the field season. If you didn't know, I work in a science field. I don't really want to give too much out. I do have some older scuba videos that are going to be coming that are really going to like. If you like seeing bomber plane underwater for 60 years, just wait. I got that for you. And thanks again. We'll see you around.